One of the confusing things about talking to somebody like yourself is that you're an award-winning actor, an author, a philanthropist. You have 3 Ivy League degrees from colleges, if I have things right. But how do you like to be thought of or classified?
Oh, you know what? I just like people to think of me as a good guy. Like Hill Harper, he's a good guy. That's the way I think about it. But if you want to throw a tag or a title under it, I would say actor, activist, philanthropist, humanitarian, financial literacy activist, whatever you want to say. Those are things. I just want to have a positive impact ultimately on the world and in areas that I'm passionate about, and that's it.
Good guy will do just fine.
Good guy. Hill Harper's a good guy. That's good. I like the way that sounds.
Will do. So where did your interest in financial literacy first come from?
What happened is that I started a foundation called the Manifest Your Destiny Foundation right after I published my first book called Letters to a Young Brother, Manifest Your Destiny. And it was about, that book was about empowerment of young men. But what we started to realize very quickly as I was working with young people in the most challenged communities is that money, or the lack thereof, and the lack of financial literacy had a huge impact in all aspects of their life. The number one thing couples argue about in families is money. The number one thing that impacts education and the quality of education is oftentimes money in a given community. And we could go on and on and on. And so what I realized, if I could deal with money, that would be important. The other piece was that money's not taught in schools. We learn math from 1st to 12th grade, but we don't learn money. And I would suggest to you that knowing about the tool of money and how to use it effectively in your life is probably a more important skill than knowing long division these days. And so I wanted to be a person that dealt with that and tried to find remedies and empower communities.
And that all ties in with Boost America. I'm curious why that was launched in Detroit, of all places.
Well, I was so proud that Experian followed my advice and say, let's launch this in Detroit. I own the business behind us called the Roasting Plant. So I'm an entrepreneur providing jobs here in this city. I also own a home here that I renovated, and this city is in certain ways a tale of two cities. There's this burgeoning downtown core where there's a huge financial resurgence, but at the same time, there are many people out in the communities that are being left out. And so Boost America is all about inclusion. It's all about figuring out ways to get equal and more importantly, access to capital, improving your credit score so you have less expensive access to capital. And I think that's what the program's about. So I really feel that to have a successful city or to have a successful country, you want inclusion. You want everyone to be able to participate, and Boost America represents that opportunity.
Absolutely. What are some of the other projects that you're working on at the moment besides Boost America?
I'm still shooting my show, The Good Doctor, which happens to be, thank everybody out there, the #1 drama on ABC, and we're coming back in the fall for season 3. So I love shooting that show, and right now during my hiatus, this is a wonderful opportunity for me to travel the country to speak about financial literacy, to encourage people to go to Experian.com/Boost America. Go on there, enter it. It's free. You can control. You aren't your credit score. That's what people have to understand. You are not your credit score, but you can have control over your credit score. So many of us stick our heads in the ground and act like our credit score is just some number that happens to us. Come on, I want folks to learn how to improve their credit, and Boost America is a first step in that direction. It's a game changer.
Absolutely. And given all these different projects that you're juggling at the same time, how far ahead in your life is planned right now, or do things really go day by day for you?
Yeah, I plan. I think that I say in most of my books, we are all the active architects of our life. And so I talk about the idea of you have to have a blueprint or a plan. And so I've created a blueprint for my life, just like I encourage other people to do. And so, and that's in part why I think talking about credit is important, right? Because it has to fit into a plan. We all deserve access to credit. And knowing that you have a positive payment history with your utility bills, with cable bills, with cell phone bills can help boost your credit score, which I think is great. And that should be a part of a plan, but it's part of an overall plan for living your best life, right? Figuring out ways to live your best life. And that's the way I approach my life in terms of a blueprint or a plan.
So ultimately, is there something that you wish more people know about you or knew about you besides, the fact that you're a good guy?
I guess, actions speak louder than words. I think folks can look at what I do with my foundation and who I choose to partner with, like in this case, Experian, and the types of programs, to know the type of person I am and to know what I care about. And I want folks to be happy, and I want to empower people. Fundamentally speaking, impact and legacy, positive impact and long-term legacy or positive change is what I'm about. And that's why I call my foundation the Manifest Your Destiny Foundation. And it's also why I'm very proud that Experian is supporting that and the Summer Empowerment Academy that we're having here in Detroit this summer. And so all of these things kind of work together. It's all about empowerment. Financial literacy is a piece of that, but it's just one slice. It's just one slice of the overall piece.
So in closing, any last words for the kids?
Yeah, hey, here's the deal. You are not your credit score. You are not how much money you have in the bank. You are someone who's dynamic and incredible, but know that you can control. You are the active architect of your own life. And so doing things like going on Experian.com, doing Boost America, doing things like looking at actually creating a budget, knowing the difference between smart money and dumb money. These things are important to your life and will serve you over the course of your life. Long-term savings is probably the most valuable thing you can do. The time value of money is real. Compounding interest is real. Be financially literate.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank
Hill.
you so
Keep
much.
up the great work.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.